Hey friends, welcome back to Jenny Food and My Kitchen. Recently, I have been sharing with you recipes to bring back slow Saturday morning breakfast. Well, today we're still talking breakfast, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've got a group of young, hungry teenagers that I have to feed in the morning, and I don't feel like baking something. So I am going to do something that will make them feel just as special as if I made muffins or scones. I'm talking a bagel and cream cheese platter with two different kinds of special cream cheese, a cinnamon cherry and a basic herb, garlic and onion cream cheese. So let's make this. All right, like I said, there's no baking involved in this. We are going to start with the cinnamon cherry cream cheese. Now to my stand mixer, I'm just gonna add get in there, 2 8-ounce bricks of cream cheese. And then to that, I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And then 1/4 cup of real maple syrup. And I actually get this from a friend of mine. So this is real local Northern Michigan syrup. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then lastly, I have here a cup of dried cherries. Now, I have made this before with some dried cranberries, which also work very, very well. You could also use raisins. I just kind of like the cranberry or cherry flavor. And plus, I'm in Northern Michigan, so that is kind of like a Michigan thing, dried cherries and cranberries. Both of those are very popular in Northern Michigan. So I'm just gonna give these a little bit of a rough chop. I just don't want those super big. You could also whiz these up in a food processor. I just don't have room for both machines. So I am going to use my knife today and just kind of give them a rough chop. It doesn't have to be super fine or anything, but they will kind of take on some of that moisture. And so I just don't want huge, huge pieces. Cherries can be kind of big. They're bigger than cranberries. So you could also use raisins and then add like a little pop of ginger, like maybe some crystallized ginger. That would be really good. I would like that. I'm all about flexible recipes. All right, that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and add that right into our mixer. And then we're just gonna turn it on and let the mixer do its work. That does not take long at all. I'm just gonna kind of turn that up and make sure that it's all completely whizzed together. I think we're good. And just like, I mean, that is so fast, especially if you are busy and you have to throw something together. This is a wonderful recipe that hungry teenagers will appreciate. I am just gonna put that in a bowl. And I will show you tomorrow morning exactly how I'm going to serve this. I have 18 bagels that I'm going to cut into little pieces and put those kind of in a shallow, wider bowl with the 2 bowls of cream cheese in the middle. And then they'll get to choose whichever cream cheese that they would like. So that looks great. That looks so delicious. You know what? I'm going to taste this. Oh, yeah. That is so good. When those cherries kind of absorb some of that liquid, that is really good. So I'm going to clean this up and we're going to get ready for the next cream cheese. On to cream cheese number 2. We are going to start, of course, with our 2 bricks of cream cheese. Now, those are both 8 ounces. And then to that, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of half and half. I would use heavy cream, but I'm out of heavy cream today, so half and half will do. And that will just kind of make that easier to spread, it won't be so cold, we are going to add a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of onion powder. Now, if I was making this for adults, I probably would use minced onions instead of the onion powder, but these are teenagers and I don't want anyone to freak out over pieces of onion. So half a teaspoon of garlic. Then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of chives. And that will, of course, make it nice and herby. And then 1 tablespoon of parsley. So this will look hopefully very green and herby, but very simple. And we'll just turn that on and let the machine do its job. And again, I'll just turn this up and finish that just to make sure everything is good and blended. And I think we're good. All right, I'm gonna give that one just a little bit of a test for seasoning just to make sure that I have enough of everything. That's good. That is really, really good. Now, I would have added a teaspoon of dill to this, but I did not. I'm out of dill. I used up all my dill this week. And I went to the store and they didn't have any dill. So feel free to add dill. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put this away, and then we will cut our bagels, and then I will show you how I put this all together. All right, friends, the last thing we have to do is get our bagels ready. Our spreads are ready, and that literally took like not even 10 minutes to make those. So I am going to take our bagels out. Now I could just put them right back in the bag, but I have this big Tupperware bowl that I'm going to pack them in overnight. And I am just going to cut these into little pieces. Yeah, we'll cut each half into 3s, and then we'll just break them apart, and then they can just put a little bit of that spread on a little plate and just kind of dip their bagels into it. So just like that. Now, this winter, I really hope to learn how to make homemade bagels. I have not. I've done a lot of things, and breads, homemade breads, but I would like to. In the summertime, I don't get to bake as much for my family because I'm busy. But this winter, and bagels, homemade Pop-Tarts, I mean, yes. I love a good English muffin. My husband is a biscuit man. I love bagels. My husband says bagels are the enemies of donuts, so I don't know where that happened. All right. I will get these 3 done, and then I'll show you the finished product. Friends, I've got our bagels all cut. Now I am just gonna go ahead and cover those for the night. And then in the morning, I will just grab my platter, a couple spoons, and grab this out of all of this out of the fridge. And I will have the perfect teenage snack. This would be great for sleepovers. This would also be wonderful to take into the office. Just something different that's not like muffins or, super sweet things. So thanks for watching, friends. We will, of course, continue our Bring Back the Slow Saturday Morning Breakfast series, and I've got a few other ideas as well. So stay tuned, but bye for now.